And maybe these are exactly the places where we hold back because it hurts the most. Hello everybody, welcome to another video. This is a reminder if you are ambitious person, if you don't want to realize at the end of the life that you lived a different life than you wanted actually to live, and if you really believe in your potential. When people are ambitious, they usually push the envelope and they usually go step further, or they at least want to go step further. But sometimes the movement is not happening. Maybe because of a doubt, maybe because of fear of your limiting beliefs, of something that, your social circle said, and so you unconsciously inherited these beliefs, and therefore it is basically ruling you. And as Carl Jung said, I think we're all gonna say it unisono. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule or it will lead your life or direct your life, and you will call it fate. And I just want to tell you that it is absolutely safe to be yourself, to be you for 100%, and to not be dragged down by the opinions of other people, to be dragged down by your own doubts and your own limiting beliefs. And maybe you have something that you would like to try, or that you would like to start, that you would like to, you're watching videos about, I don't know. I remember that when before I started to dance more and actually like train dancing and go to classes and be in front of people and dancing in front of people, that used to be such a horrible feeling for me. I would be every day watching this one video on YouTube of a choreography, and it was with the Bruno Mars song. And I would be every day, like before I would go to sleep, I would watch this video, and I was like, damn, this like the rhythm and enthusiasm and the faces, it's amazing, it's so immersive. You're basically telling yourself it's very obvious that you want to do something, but there might be some social conditioning, some constructs, some uh, beliefs around your family, or beliefs around your peer group, or it just would feel weird, yet you would still want to do it. I don't advise, I beg you to do it. I beg you to just go into that uncomfortable space, where I remember my uncomfortable space was my first dance class, and I literally had to go to a different city to do it because I felt just super uncomfortable that someone would see me in my city. So I started to go on dance classes in a different city. And but I started and it worked. And so you will always find a way if you really want it. And the thing is that you might really want it, but maybe your doubts are bigger than the motivation to do it. And so obviously the fear and the sense of needing to be safe will always win. And that's why I'm saying that even in these situations, you're always, every step that you take, you're always safe. It is you who will take in other people's opinions or will ditch them away. And it is all about you. And so this is the beauty in it. You have the whole control over your feelings, over how you're gonna feel about someone that's gonna be like having weird faces on anything that you decide to do. Our brains are super easy to jump into the worst case scenarios, will create the feeling that there is a very huge danger waiting somewhere for you if you're gonna go first, if you're gonna ask first, if you're going to, whatever. And this fear is basically from primal instincts, and it is simply a fear from rejection, from not belonging, from not being accepted by other people, because it feels like death, because that's what it meant 10,000 years ago. I remember when I would be presenting in front of very small group of people, but I would start to stutter and I would start to just I would look at the face of my teacher that was very strict, and she literally had the face of Miranda from Devil Wears the Prada, and I was like, I fucked up. And then my whole brain would start to spiral down into negative thinking. And of course, then I would literally start to fulfill this assumption. There is also a very fascinating thing about law of assumption. If I should do a video on that, you can write down into the comments. I love this topic as well. The moment that I start to panic and I start to have this, this crazy reaction on, that was the whole process of me being super scared of rejection. Because if you're having a bad grades, you're also somehow rejected. And also there are some studies confirming that human connection is one of the most important and influential things in human life. It has influence even on the length of your life, and therefore it is such a sensitive topic. And anytime there would be just a little risk of being rejected, your brain, if we don't realize this and if we're not aware of how our brains function, our brains will be in a panic mode, because it will feel like, okay, this is our last fucking day. And this really made me realize that everything is just construct. Once I realized that anything I do is basically judged. It will be always judged. I don't know, maybe some of my elementary classmates might right now watch this video and they might be like, who the fuck she thinks she is, or something like that. And that is absolutely okay, even though it is a rejection from them. And also, I don't know, you can do basically anything you want in life and you will always be judged by someone else. However, you never want to be judged by those who you love, right? And that is the most painful spot where when you are not accepted, it hurts the most. And maybe these are exactly the places where we hold back, because it hurts the most if we're not accepted. That means if it is something very very like huge, if it is a career change in when you're young and you just don't like to be an English teacher and you really want to be, I don't know, like actor or lawyer or something else. I mean, to be mad for wanting to be a lawyer instead of English teacher, that's, I think, okay. And you want to be something that maybe your family doesn't deem as prestigious or stable or something like that. It is absolutely okay to feel rejection and to feel the fear. Maybe that's also the thing. Maybe they wouldn't even reject you. Maybe they would support you. And also I want to say that anything that you do that comes from your true self, from conviction that this is me, I don't care how it turns out, I want to try this, and I'm just trying it. I'm not saying that I will do it forever, for my whole life from now on. I just want to try something. Just try it, and you don't even have to tell anyone. You can just have your own personal bubble of trying stuff. You don't have to tell anyone. You can travel to a different city to try it, as I did with the dance, and you can always find a way, but just don't neglect your curiosity, basically the GPS that you have in your mind and in your soul, because this might be the potential. You never know on which path you will be maybe crossed with a different opportunity, where you will meet a guy that knows a guy. First of all, you would never appear on that place if you were thinking in the conditioning that other people have put on you, because we're all conditioned, and there is just this responsibility in us to what is our true desire, what is our pure curiosity, and we want to always follow that curiosity while knowing that, all right, there is some type of conditioning and eventually you will find your path. And all in the whole journey of looking for this and of being on this search, you are absolutely safe to be you for 100%. And how can you make yourself safe? I would say mainly what I did was self-analysis and combine it with exposure. Basically, combine theory with real life and live. And sometimes, and when I run, I wouldn't normally like greet other runners. And because I was maybe too shy, I was like, I didn't want to stand out that much. Now I'm just doing high fives. And yes, it is not always that comfortable, because you might feel like they might be also uncomfortable, and maybe, they just wanted to be in their heads, and they just wanted to have a chill run, and then there is like a girl like high five. But next to the fact that high five is boosting dopamine, which is always a good thing to boost dopamine in a different way than scrolling on Instagram, unless you're not restricting other people's freedom, which by doing high five is, I think it's pretty on the edge. It's actually very risky. It's just a high five. And so if someone doesn't like it, then it's okay. It's okay. And this is how you make yourself feel safe, because you see that you've done maybe 10 high fives and you're alive and you're still running, you're still breathing, you still see beautiful colors around you. And the other thing, which is one of the most beautiful things on this whole process of basically claiming back your safety, is that you make other people feel safe too. The person who asks first gives permission for others to ask questions. Or the person who goes to karaoke for the first song gives permission to other people that wanted to go there but didn't, to go after him, because it's now the normal. And so you want to establish this normal. You want to be the one who's establishing this normal anywhere you go. The normal to be yourself, the normal to dare. And this is when, everything just comes together. The safety that you feel makes you want to dare more. And the more you dare, the more, there's this meme like, the more you fuck around, the more you'll find out. That's literally it. Like, if you dare more, then you have more experiences. And the more you experience, the more you see that you're still safe. You're doing all this stuff. You're dancing on a random song in the streets, or you're just starting to... You go for that first song in karaoke. You ask first. And you're still safe, and you actually feel like you're more out there. And that's why when you dare more, you ultimately like open the door for other people to first dare more too, because you create this new normal. You're the trendsetter of the what's normal. So that means you're really inspiring the whole room whenever you are. And the second thing, you're becoming stronger and stronger. And then you really realize, with the action and with being uncomfortable, especially when the pain tolerance is very low. Like, if you have never asked first, now you decide to, okay, I'm gonna ask first. It's freaking like you just wanna disappear. Or at least this is how I felt. Like, I just didn't want to even ask on anything. There is this sense of denial then, to just like, fuck it. But it's not, it's just your brain trying to save you, because the brain then feels that it's in danger, and so we can't afford to be in danger. The brain cannot afford to be in danger, otherwise it would be the end. And so the brain is very cautious about it, and we want to be cautious about the fact that the brain is cautious about it. Only by awareness, to regulate ourselves in a way that you can also do it by, for example, breath work. The regulation comes in many different ways. Do power poses if you need to before that action. Like, I remember when I did like a bigger presentation, I did jumping jacks. Your hands are not shaking because you have put the energy somewhere. So just doing this, or doing like whole body just shake, for me it's it's better to not think about it at all. Because the more I do stuff for soothing my anxiety, the more of an anxiety I have because I'm putting the attention towards it. So in my case, for example, what I do and what works the best, I just listen to a very hyped song. I maybe speak with other people. I speak with the colleagues, or I speak with anyone that is just not in the function what I'm about to do. For example, if I would be presenting something, I would be just joking around and then like, oh yeah, it's a time. Okay, let's do it. And the brain doesn't have the time at all to do anything with to start to create any scenarios or any self-defending mechanisms and stuff like that. And this same thing applies with anything that you want to do, that you want to start. If you want to go for posting the first cover, you just don't think about it, or you can basically pretend that you're not going to post it and then you're going to post it. And also some meditations for feeling safe in general. The more you meditate, the more you feel safe in general. Basically, you realize the power of your mind and what it can do and what it cannot do. There is some reason for the thing you want to be. It wouldn't be in your mind if you weren't born to do it. And now I'm not talking about any random idea that you have. Like, I do have many ideas throughout my day, and I had to ditch almost all of them. There are some ideas that feel more important, that are bigger than you. And so ideally we want to focus on these ideas, because then that in itself is like a sign that it's going to expand not only you but other people around you, if it feels bigger and if it feels very scary. And that's why the feeling of safety is super important there, because it doesn't feel safe, but we need to be reminded that it is safe. This urge to try something, in this urge there is the potential speaking through you, literally. Like, being safe, it is also partially, I feel, that there is some type of surrender to whatever will be, and that is okay, and things are happening for me. This is the mindset that also helps me a lot in doing something that, for example, 16-year-old Edith would be freaking out, absolutely. Whereas right now I'm just very chill about it. You know, when something bad happens, or when something frustrating is happening, or when something amazing is happening, you can always keep yourself reminded, like, everything is happening for me. And yes, it might feel very cringe for some people, and especially in the beginning, but eventually you will realize that that's how it is. And it's just how it is because you've repeated it long enough so that you really started to believe that. And guess what you believe will really happen, because this is your center. Like, you are your own center, you are the headquarters. Your reaction will be always the thing that you can control. And so when you can control it with the attitude that will keep you feeling safe, this is the place where you're basically able to do anything. But I'm telling you that it is absolutely worth to start to develop this feeling of safety. After watching this video, you could do like meditation on feeling safe, and just right after the meditation you will feel different. Like, if you really do the meditation thoroughly and genuinely, with the intention of really getting the best out of this meditation, out of the time that you invest in it, you will feel different. And if you do this every day, every morning, for example, something that is connected with assuring yourself that you're safe, you can do anything. And very soon enough, you'll be the one setting the standard in every room. What deserves permission, or who's gonna go first with asking questions. And you're gonna be the one in the room that people are admiring for asking first, for being so confident or so relaxed in any maybe confrontation. If you're a salesperson, maybe you start to not freak out less, but you start to respond in a very peaceful and calm way on very uncomfortable questions. Or maybe you will start to be a better teacher for children, or maybe you will be a better partner. Many things are connected with safety, and I really hope that it gave you some different perspective on what safety actually means. It is really, for me, then you can be the most extravagant person in the room and the calmest person in the room at the same time. And I'm telling you, this feels like closest to freedom. It's just a complete emotional freedom when you can be whoever you want to be. People could be looking at you, or don't have to, but they could judge you, and you are super detached because you are so assured with yourself, and not in a egoistical way, but in a way that you just know that you're safe with being who you are. And I'm telling you that you always are. If you enjoyed this video, I'm happy. If not, I'm gonna try in another video. And thank you so much for being here. I welcome all the new subscribers as well. Welcome. And if you have any other questions, or if you would like to talk about it in one-to-one, I offer free calls. You can just go into the description of the video. There's going to be a link on it. You can choose your favorite time and we can chat for 30 minutes. It's going to be a fun, just casual chat. And of course, you can join our community in the school, and that's also going to be in the description of the video. And what else can I say? Stay awesome, safe, and see you very soon. Bye.